Boom, boom.
Yes, we are here at Coach's Corner. That has been Troupe. I'm Kevin Thomas. We are awaiting the draft. Yeah, I'd love to hear some comments for you. There's Christian back there. Love to get some comments. I'm waiting for Ben to go, at a bad pick here in the draft. The Jags will be on the clock. So we'll kind of give you some live reaction to the draft and what's to come. We're having a good time with our top 10 giveaway here. And Ben, you and I were joking, like everybody's like Trayvon Walker. So if it's Aiden Hutchinson after all,
yeah,
I'm gonna go after. I'm gonna listen here.
And the Giants and the Jets both got two top 10 picks.
Yeah,
one of them probably ain't gonna stay. So Kevin, like I said, let the Georgia infomercial begin because. No, I got to say this first though. I was looking at the rivals. You know, I seen Aiden Hutchinson. He went with the all black. Kayvon Thibodeau, he got like some type of shimmering Christmas ornament looking collar going on. And then the Kobe Dean stepped up. Looking like a Mississippi showman.
Is he winning best dress?
All pink. He got on. I think he might be wearing a Stetson or a fedora or whatever. It was nice, and I'm not hating. Listen, to all, if you gonna step. Now, former Georgia Bulldog, current, Florida State, defense with Jermaine Johnson. To go with the. And then obviously I seen Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis is the bull and the matador at the same time. He can do whatever he wants. But shout out to every single player that's about to make your dreams come true. You earned it. But the Kobe Dean, you looking like a boy cleaner than the board of health, cleaner than a newborn. That boy came out like, yeah. My name is Kobe Dean, and this is what I do. But shout out to all the players though, man. Congratulations.
Absolutely. So again, we're going to give away that TV over here in just a little bit as we go through the top 10. But so the Kobe Dean's on your best dressed.
Oh yeah. Now I did see James Williams from Alabama. He had on like the full crimson. That's easy. Now Garrett Wilson, receiver out of Ohio State. He has on a half gray, half white. Let me tell you something. Don't overthink it. Okay. But it goes back to the Kobe Dean. The Kobe Dean, listen, man. The Kobe Dean stepped out. He was like,
Sauce Gardner was looking.
This morning he was talking like this, and then when he got on stuff, they're like, the Kobe, tell us about the draft. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. It's like one of those things.
What is that voice? Is that the? I'm feeling good. I was just wondering.
That's the Mississippi smooth voice. Like, yeah, real smooth, Daddy-O. You know how it is. But no. Shout out to all the players though, man. Them Georgia players out there flexing with them gigantic G rings on, man. But hey, man, Kevin, in about little under 10 minutes.
Hopefully, yep.
Hopefully.
I mean, if you're the
well, let me say this. Until we see that 10-minute clock.
Yeah. Roger Goodell's got to come out and
it ain't even
first.
stopped yet. Yeah, he got to come out and say, welcome to the 2022.
Everybody's got to boo him. But seriously, if you're the Jags and you've waited this long and you know there's no interest, why are you taking 10 minutes? Just go up there and make the pick.
Yeah, man, that's
like the Jags are on the clock and they've already given it to me. Let's go.
That's the TV stuff.
Yeah,
brother.
I know.
That's that. Take your time. But I mean, at the end of the day, we are here. We made it. I mean, from regular season, postseason, All-Star season, combine, pro days, mock draft season is officially over. Cody, do not do a mock draft after the draft is over. Don't go back and say, I'm going to do another mock. No, That's it.
You can't do them anymore. This is over. Cody will probably mock draft the 2022 draft after it's done. Leave us a comment, your thoughts. Who's the pick here at number one? I know Georgia fans, you got to be excited, man, about it's going to be a banner night for Georgia football, as we mentioned. So leave us a comment if you're watching here on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. If you're on our YouTube channel at ESPN Coastal, hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time we go live. So good to have you along here. Draft night. People are going, there's the commish getting there it is. Getting the royal treatment. Out there?
Well, let me see. That is that's Derek Carr and Darren Waller.
You got to get somebody to cheer and make it sound like the cheers. You're not getting booed as much.
That's Darren Waller and Derek Carr.
So are they booing the commissioner or cheering for the
Oh,
Raiders.
look at. They are,
they're booing the commissioner.
that would be like San Diego. I mean, San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers fans. Somebody had on a Maurice Jones-Drew jersey.
All right, what are the people like Ben? I know there's different opinions on wearing jerseys. Why are there people for all these teams? Obviously, they're plants, but why are you wearing a Jaguar jersey or a Jets jersey? And on the back, it says NFL Draft 22. Don't wear a jersey that says draft on the back.
Allen. That's called a waste. like what are you doing? Look at Darren. Darren Waller went from what is it? Atlanta, Georgia to Baltimore. Boy, now that boy on the big stat. Ooh, it's called being smooth. Happy for that man.
He has come a long way for sure, man.
Why is Derek Carr dressed like he in Miami Vice? I'm just saying. What? I mean, I'm just calling. I ain't mad.
He's
at
a little
him.
too buttoned up for Miami Vice, though.
He got on a double-breasted jacket that don't double-breast it. Like it won't. He can't close that. I'm happy for him though. Look, he got Devontae Adams and Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow. They gonna hurt people this year.
Yeah, this fashion update brought to you by Ben Troupe.
Whoa! It's Ice Cube. Ice Cube has a jersey on that got Ice Cube on the back.
So is he a Las Vegas Raiders fan now?
Yeah. He's a Raiders fan, but
no, I'm sorry saying that.
Is he gonna go on the mic and say yay?
Let's see what he does.
Oh my God, he that short? That's the fakest laugh you ever seen. And he got on Chucks.
Yeah. That's
Seawalk. He finna Seawalk.
So they're doing the draft outside today. Aiden Hutchinson's there on the NFL Network looking like,
Aiden Hutchinson's like, who is that?
Yeah. It looked like he's sitting there like, what happened in the last week that now I'm going to? What does Derek Carr got to say?
Derek Carr looks like a WWE superstar. Hey, man.
Are they starting the draft? Is that what? Yeah, Derek Carr's got the mohawk, yeah.
Oh, look at him.
Roger Goodell's like, let's get this party started. Come on. And then we'll get
oh my goodness. Somebody has a Doug Peterson. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man.
You bring a little bit of everything to the draft, right?
Hey, listen.
The Jags are now officially on the clock. How about that?
Okay.
They look pretty relaxed in the
Look
world.
at them.
Look at Sean Conn going, haven't we made this pick already?
Who's the dude over there on the phone? See the young dude? That's got to be his son or somebody. The dude over there in the blue look like Ric Flair. See the way over there?
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was him.
The Jags fans look, Jags forum looks way too relaxed.
No, it's crazy, though. I mean.
Is that right? Did I see that stat for the Jags? 10 or more losses in 10 of the last 11 seasons? Is that,
that's been bad. Yeah, that's been right.
Wow. I mean, you kind of get that Blake Bortles year where they went to the AFC Championship.
Is that the head coach of Stanford? That's Stanford head coach, right? Next to
leave us a comment. Who do you think the pick's going to be?
Oh, it's about to get right. We about to,
Somebody's got a life-size cardboard cutout.
Somebody got a life.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, and that's how Trevor Lawrence looked. Oh yeah. Oh my God. He looked.
All right, Ben. I know we were joking because we have our our top 10 challenge going on. If this is Evan Neal or Aiden Hutchinson, everybody that put in a sheet, it's
it's gonna be.
It's the race to one.
Yeah,
you got one pick right.
Charles Davis is that dude. I mean,
and then you got Mill. over here on the right. They said something about Mel Kiper at the draft, like he will not go to the bathroom during the draft.
He won't?
Like when it comes on, he sits there and it's like, I'm not leaving. I'm like, okay, in the first round, that man, what are you doing on like Saturday when it's like 3 rounds? He's not leaving, not doing it. Of course, this is Mel Kiper's Super Bowl.
6'6", 260, Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end, Michigan. Iowa out there looking like freaking Steelers. Man, come on. Come on, 79.
Was that a good move by Hutchinson or
No.
poor blocking?
That's a bunch of moving his hands real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quarterback ran into
Let's
you.
see how he come off.
Can't hear Christian
Man,
on the
come
stream
on.
right now. He said that was a Vic Beasley sack they were showing where the quarterback just kind of ran into you.
Okay, now let's see it. That's against Indiana. I mean, the running back got to make a decision.
Look at the offseason ads, though,
Seriously?
for Jags. Then you got Evan Ingram, Zay Jones. I mean, they've added some good pieces there. Boy, ESPN's really hyping Aiden Hutchinson here. I haven't seen a Trayvon Walker highlight yet. Boy, if after 3 days of saying it's going to be Trayvon Walker and it's Aiden Hutchinson.
I mean,
can we put the
here you
pick?
go.
I say, can we put the pick in already? I mean, geez, Louise.
What?
Yeah, Trip Boggy said we know what we're doing. Apparently not, because the pick
Here
ain't
it
in
come.
yet.
Here it come against Michigan. You notice they didn't show Aiden Hutchinson stuff against Michigan.
Why not?
Mm-hmm. We don't want to see
Is
this
there a
tape.
reason for that?
Watch this. Get your hand on the ball.
Oh. That was a highlight against your Gators, Ben.
Watch this. This is the one they keep showing. Watch this. Come off the ball. They throw it. Watch this. Take off. Take off.
Got him. Is Trayvon on the phone yet? You'll know it's the pick if he gets on the phone here.
That all white hat right there is smooth.
That guy has a Jaguars chain. Like, where do they find these folks to go to the draft?
A lot of times they just. I mean, no. A lot of times people just.
I mean, do
get
people
their
have
tickets and stuff?
I'm saying, but do people have like gold Jaguar chains like that, or they're just walking around with?
No, man. that stuff. That's something they'll do.
That's a draft pickup. Ben, I will say this. What's the oldest throwback, most obscure throwback jersey you've seen a fan wear ever? Like, I went to Jacksonville. I was walking around Jacksonville one time, and there was a guy rocking a Bryce Pop jersey. I'm like, now that is a throwback.
Wow, man.
The pick is in. Think
I've
about that.
I've seen like a Warren Moon. I've seen like an Earl Campbell.
Yeah. I'm like, give me an obscure player there. You've seen somebody like, really? That's the jersey you're rocking? I used to see who was the running back out of North Carolina that went to Jacksonville. Natron Means. Used to see a lot of Natron Means jerseys rocking around there in the Jag Stadium.
Nichols. That's Susie Colbert. I don't know. I'm tripping. I apologize.
Rachel Nichols, Susie Colbert, not the same person, obviously. And the Jags they look like they're happy. Shad Khan disappeared. He must have gone and got on the phone. Cutting it off. Oh, so Trayvon didn't go to the draft.
I mean, like a Dwayne Jarrett jersey for like the Carolina. Dwayne Jarrett used to live right beside my son's grandparents in Charlotte. He used to live right beside them.
That would be a pretty obscure one to be rocking around in Charlotte. Not that he was a bad player. I'm saying,
a Brett Favre Atlanta Falcons jersey, like where you get him? He was the greatest. Not for the Falcons, he wasn't.
0 for 1 with a pick six. best stat line or the worst of all time. Outside of that, he was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
for everybody else.
yeah.
Coming to you live here from Coach's Corner, giving you a live reaction to what's going on here. The pick is in. Trent Baalke said, well, we know what we're doing, and now we're just stalling for TV, apparently, because
the pick is in. Look at all those. Look at all those people.
Oh, yeah. If this is not Trayvon Walker, nobody has a clue what's about to happen. Here's the commish.
Dun, 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 dun. I told you.
Let's see what it
Let's
is.
do it.
That's him, Trayvon Walker from Georgia.
That's crazy.
Yeah, highest draft pick out of Georgia ever. And on the defensive side, Matt Stafford.
I mean, in my opinion, man, this is the guy that has all the intangibles. This is the guy that's like, when you think about athleticism, when you think about a guy that just instantly makes the entire defensive line better. 6'5", 275, 4'5", 140. And a lot of times people get caught up in how many sacks he had, this, that, and the third. He's a disruptor. And the thing about, I think a guy that deserves a lot of credit for this guy, to me, is Dan Lanning. I mean, former defensive coordinator for Georgia, because he put him in a position to shine. He showed everything he could do. I mean, when you look, I mean, you listen, you cannot coach athleticism. You cannot coach freakish ability, and that's what he has.
What do you think Jacksonville is going to do with him?
I think they're going to use him the same way he got used at Georgia. They're not going to force him to just play one position and just sit there. Put him at the nose. Put him at the 3. Put him at the 5. Let him drop back in coverage. Look. He's setting the edge, right? Long arms. Setting the edge. Come off, make the tackle. I mean, I think what happens is, too, Kevin, this is the thing that really sets him apart of effort, right? All right, plays not over. Come here. I like that. So, and the thing is, too, look, they say it's a gamble. If I'm a gamble on the dude who I think got the biggest upside. Trayvon Walker, to me, has the biggest upside in this draft, because I think he's only even scratched the surface of how great of a player he can potentially become.
Absolutely. And again, the pick's already in for Detroit, so we know who this is.
Yeah, we already know. Yeah, the pick's already in.
So this is going to be Aiden Hutchinson as fast as they can run to the podium here.
And congratulations to Trayvon Walker. Congratulations to the University of Georgia. Trayvon Walker is can't get much higher than one, but the highest drafted defensive player in the University of Georgia history. Hey, man, congratulations to that man.
Absolutely. And again, you got 2 defensive players look like going in the first 2. So much talk about the tackles. So much talk about the depth at potentially at cornerback, at the wide receiver position. 2 defensive guys going, 2 defensive linemen probably going in the first 2 picks. And again, obviously Detroit picking just like that. As we talked about, Ben, if it wasn't going to be Aiden Hutchinson, it was going to be Trayvon Walker. Jags take Trayvon Walker. And now it makes too much sense, right? Michigan product, Detroit. Just slide right over and play D-line there for the Lions.
Dan Campbell, the head coach of Detroit, saying, look, I want a guy who is going to be easy to market, the guy that's NFL ready to play right now. You get a Michigan product in a guy like Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, he gets to go from Ann Arbor to Detroit. I mean, I just think that sometimes, Kevin, it just makes logical sense. It makes scheme sense. I think Aiden Hutchinson going to be that guy, pick number 2.
Send us your comments, Jag fans. What do you think about the pick? Trayvon Walker coming to Jacksonville. We kind of known about that. Aiden Hutchinson appears to be coming off the board next, and then it gets interesting. They're at number 3.
Yep.
What are the Texans? I mean, the Texans are kind of like the Falcons. Like they do need a quarterback. They could do a number of things, but send us your comments if you're following us there on Facebook, Twitter, our YouTube channel, at ESPN Coastal. Here's Goodell with the pick. So if this isn't Aiden Hutchinson, everybody has been really duped. But how very Lions of them if it isn't. And that's who it is, Aiden Hutchinson. So he's off the board.
Yep.
Pretty quick first 2 picks. The Jags knew what they wanted to do. Detroit obviously knew what they were going to do. And then you get the Texans up there on the board.
Staying put in Detroit. Well, I'm sorry, staying put in the state of Michigan. I mean, you look at what he meant for that Michigan team, that Michigan defense. Unanimous first-team All-American.
Help sell those tickets.
Heisman Trophy runner-up. Yeah, marketable. And I think, Kevin, sometimes, too, that, sometimes you want to keep those, quote, not local products, but a guy that's obviously a household name already in the state of Michigan. Listen, and I got to say this now, he's going from the biggest brand in the state to just a pro brand in the state, because I don't think Detroit is the same brand as the University of Michigan. But hey, man, Trayvon Walker goes number 1 to Jacksonville. That was the easiest pick Dan Campbell and Detroit gonna never make. But there go the hub.
The first of the night, because Trayvon Walker was at home.
Trayvon Walker was at the Chris near with his people.
Something to be said for. I know everybody wants to go and be at the draft, but something to be said for sticking with the peeps at the house.
Oh yeah, I mean, look. He wanted to be there with his family, be there with the people that helped him get in that position. But hey, man, the real work starts now. He's gonna get acclimated, and it's easier too, Kevin. You take a guy like, I don't know where Aiden Hutchinson is from, but going to Ann Arbor and then going to Detroit, he don't have to get used to that type of atmosphere. A guy like Nakobe Dean, Athens, Jacksonville, bigger city, but still in the South, not that far from his people, man. That kind of where you go geographically is just important where you go scheme wise. So I'm happy for both guys.
If it had been Ben Troupe, Buffalo Bills, so
wow,
would that have been
culture shock? Super duper culture shock, Kevin. I mean, I'm blessed to be able to be from the state of Georgia, go to college in Florida, get drafted by Tennessee. Now that Central Time kind of tore me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie about that, but that kind of stuff helps, because I'm a young man trying to get acclimated in the city, trying to get acclimated to adult life. It's much easier to do that when you talk about being acclimated in a country. Nashville, real similar to like a Charlotte city, but a country feel to it. Music City, USA.
We're live here at Coach's Corner. What do we have here? Oh, we have our picks. So far, I am 2 for 2.
I'm 2 for 2.
I think I have Derek Stingley Jr. going here. You have Evan Neal.
Yeah.
Coming here to the Houston Texans. Why'd you go there?
I think Evan Neal, to me, is a guy that you talk about it, Kevin. I mean, we talked to the head coach of Savannah State. He was saying, who would you get first? He said, at first I would go with a defensive end. Who would you get second? He said a left tackle. Well, the top 2 pass rushers, one being a freak, the other guy being a guy that's obviously had an incredible second half or incredible senior season. I'm going to go with Evan Neal, the first, before all the mock draft started, the first consensus number 1 overall pick. Probably going to go number 3 here.
Yeah, we are live here at Coach's Corner, looking for some live draft reactions. Send us your thoughts and comments. Love to hear from you about where the pick's going to be. Apparently, the Texans have got their pick in. So Ben and I, one of us is, or maybe both of us are going to feel bad here, but I have Derek Stingley. You have Evan Neal. I have Evan Neal going next to the Jets. But we'll see what Houston decides to do. And again, this is Houston that kind of fell apart very quickly.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, too, I mean, Lovie Smith, head coach of Houston, you hope that, Deshaun Watson, obviously that saga is over with, didn't play last year. Obviously, he's a Cleveland Brown now. You really want to be able to get a guy in there that's probably going to help their future quarterback, whoever that's going to be. I mean, I know they don't have their future in the building right now, Kevin, but Houston needs something to feel good about. Lovie Smith, this is Lovie Smith's first draft pick in a long time in the National Football League, but I think they're going to go with the big left tackle out of Alabama, Evan Neal.
And again, this is a team, as you said, much like Atlanta, could probably take anything. Right? I mean, how long ago, 2-3 years ago, they were the class of the AFC South. Now they're picking right here behind Jacksonville a couple of spots.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, too, Kevin, that's the thing about this league is it's hard to put a barometer on consistency. I mean, I remember when it was J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, Tyrann Mathieu, Deshaun Watson, D-Hop. Now all those guys are gone. Not some of them. All of them are gone. I mean, D-Hop and J.J. Watt both went to freaking Arizona. Tyrann Mathieu is still on the street trying to find a job. Deshaun Watson is in Cleveland. And Jadeveon Clowney, oh, my God, he's in Cleveland. So I just think that, they need some good fortune. Just start building it again. Tony Baselli was a guy that went into the Hall of Fame this year. I remember when he, quote, got drafted to the Houston Texans when they first started off as a franchise. I think they go back with the left tackle, Evan Neal out of Alabama.
Houston did not have a first-round pick last year.
Yeah, I think that kind of went with the DeAndre Hopkins trade to Arizona.
So the Texans, here comes Roger. Boy, this is moving quite quickly here.
Yeah.
A lot of this. I think this is going to spin the draft. Whatever they do here is going to spiral the rest of this thing. Let's see what the Texans decide to do here.
Oh,
Derek's. I got it.
Kevin got it. Derek Stingley go number 3.
Derek Stingley Jr. go number 3, dude. I had it on the sheet.
Do you know that Kevin got Derek Stingley number 3? Oh my! Listen, let me tell you about this pick. Let me tell you what this says. Derek Stingley Jr. was the number one defensive back in the country 3 years ago. You know, when they won the national championship at LSU. Obviously, because he was a true freshman, he had to stay there for the next 2 years. Now, I mean, people ask, he wasn't as good as a player. Man, he's buying his time. He was a guy that didn't sit out, decided to stay in school. So they're awarding him for what he's shown them on tape from a freshman and just staying the course, you know, the next 2 years. Hey, man, at the end of the day, Lovie Smith, he likes defense. He wants to get a lockdown corner. I didn't have Derek Stingley Jr. as my number 1 corner in this year's draft. I had Sauce Gardner, but you look at what he did. They're actually showing him his tape right now in 2019. I mean, against those Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC championship game, and you see the type of player he was able to be. Derek Stingley, hey man,
I know you said they reward him for what he did as a freshman. Do you worry about that as a guy that and maybe this is unfair to say this, but I'll say it, that you on tape or at least could say maybe peaked out as a freshman?
No, I won't. I think he just overachieved. Like he just came in as a true freshman, college ready. And I think a lot of times, Kevin, when you think about the hardest thing for anybody to do, the hardest thing for anybody to do is to come in ready, straight out of high school. It's a learning curve. It's something that you have to grow through, as I say. But 3 years ago, the best receiver in the country was Jamar Chase. You saw what he did last year in his rookie year for Cincinnati. The best DB in the country, that would be Derek Stingley Jr. The problem is Jamar Chase was a sophomore. Derek Stingley Jr. was a true freshman, and obviously this is when he was draft eligible. He goes number 3. Lovie Smith got his man.
Yeah, 3 for 3 for me so far.
I had Evan Neal, so boop. I mean, mine is already messed up. So
this really doesn't mess you up for other picks, though, because you did not have Derek Stingley later in your team. I did not. So you're still in the running for those other picks.
I mean, Kevin, why did you have Derek Stingley? Why did you have him pick going number 3?
You know, I just think because, again, I think people thought he was the best corner in the draft. You're going to go on the defensive side. I think this is one of those things where you're looking at Trevor Lawrence. You're now looking at Matt Ryan in the division. Whatever you think about Ryan Tannehill, you still need somebody that you got to go up against. A.J. Brown, at least for the moment. Julio Jones is in there. People think maybe Jacksonville might go wide receiver. Yeah. So I think you want a guy that can lock somebody up and help you out defensively. And I thought that made a good – again, they could have gone anywhere, and it would have been all right. I mean, they could have said Evan Neal. They could have said whatever, and you'd probably been like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
But I mean, no, listen, Kevin, your instincts serve you well. Derek Stingley was a guy that, you know, jumped on the scene and coaches didn't forget about it. Like, look, man, just because he ain't played his best, when I was at my best, I'm an All-American. When I'm at my best, we in the national championship. When I'm at my best, we undefeated because I was a centerpiece with other centerpieces around me. When I was the key component. Come on, and who had more players drafted? You know, I know Georgia's going to threaten that in this year's draft, but 2019 LSU team had a lot of guys drafted. So I just think for me, at the end of the day, Kevin, I mean, you was right. What most people have forgot about, he was like, I mean, most people have forgot about Derek Stingley. Lovie Smith was like, I remember you. I'm a defensive guy. I'm the head coach of Houston, and I want to work with that young man right there. Kind of Atlanta, A.J. Terrell, even though A.J. Terrell was farther down in the draft. Hey, your first 3 picks, all defense. Edge rusher, lockdown corner. Kevin, because they know that the Olaves, the Garrett Wilsons, the Drake Londons, the Treylon Burks, the Jameis Williams, those guys are coming. But who was first in the defensive backfield with those gazelles, as I like to call it? That would be Derek Stingley Jr. Great pick.
I think we're about to have a run on a couple offensive linemen. In my mock draft, you and I both have the same position here for the Jets. Their pick is in. You have Ekwonu because you had Evan Neal gone. I have Evan Neal going to the Jets here at number 4.
Well, the thing
And
is,
the Jets and Giants both have 2 picks here.
yeah, I
in the
think
first
the
shift.
thing about the Jets is, and we're real similar to what we were saying about a guy like Trevor Lawrence of Jacksonville. Zach Wilson is their guy, the number 2 overall pick in the 2021 draft. Wasn't able to have his best year last year, and rightfully so. I mean, kind of was in and out of the lineup. They're going to have to try to give him some offensive help. So I think they go offensive lineman. I think they go offensive lineman here, and hey, we'll see. But I do think a string of these offensive linemen offense start coming off the board. I just don't want to see Kayvon Thibodeau come off the board yet, because it's a team in Atlanta that could definitely utilize his services.
I'm waiting for that pick instead of thinking, what? No. But Evan Neal, to me, been one of those guys, whether you like Ekwonu better, which you have him there. I mean, Evan Neal came right in as started at Alabama, right? He's played along that line. So, wow. The Jets and the Giants tied for the worst record in the NFL the last 5 years. Awful.
Yeah, pretty bad.
And it shows. That's they picking 4. The Jets and Giants have 40% of the first 10 picks.
Yeah. I mean, neither one of them is in New York.
I like the draft room after they make the picks. Everybody's like, yeah, clap it up. It's like nobody's gonna. I want to see that one guy in the back go, God, why are you putting that pick in? I told you not to do that.
Yeah.
See somebody mad in the background. And you got the Braves up 2-1 over the Cubs. Acuna back in that lineup tonight. Oh, let's see what the Jets end up doing here. They might boo regardless.
Yeah, they're probably gonna boo, but they got, like I said, them having two picks in the top 10, and the Giants having 2 picks in the top 10. I mean, definitely shows that look, they're trying to be able to make their team better right now. These guys are gonna be, if you're in the top 10, you're looking to be a key contributor, if not a starter from day one. And the only reason why I say a key contributor is because if you're a quarterback and they already got a quarterback on the roster, they're definitely trying to make sure that you get, that you definitely understand that you're going to be in the starting lineup sooner rather than later.
Here's the Jets pick at number 4. Leave us your comments. Oh, Sauce Gardner.
Let me just do this right now.
Okay.
This is why you love the draft, right? I'm gonna tell you something. Remember when we said it's a copycat league? Aiden Hutchinson and Trevon Walker was either going 1 and 2, right? Whoever went 1, the other went 2. The Jets was like, what? Listen. The Jets was like, hey, bro, Derek Stingley is gone. We need a lockdown corner. Why did they go out and get a guy like that? He is not the same player. Let me say this to Christian. He is not the same player. There was a young man by the name of Derek Reeves. When he was there, it made the whole defense better. Sauce Gardner, I give you one stat. It's called never. Hasn't given up an offensive touchdown in his career. All of 6'3". 4.39 or 4.41 in the 40. And he's draped all over guys. Hey, man, he's going from Cincinnati to New Jersey. So I'm happy for him, but Derek Stingley goes 3. Sauce, too much sauce. Goes number 4. Happy for both of those guys. But, Kevin, this is what I mean when I say teams panic. But the Jets got 2 in the first round. No, 2 in the top 10. They said, let's go ahead and get the guy we coveted, Sauce Gardner. Shout out to the Cincinnati Bearcats, man, because I think sometimes we get when people say, well, who in the world played for Cincinnati? You ever heard of Travis Kelce? Yeah, him and his brother Jason. That would be Cincinnati Bearcats. That's how good those guys are. You remember Elvis Dumerville? That would be the Cincinnati Bearcats. So shout out to Sauce Gardner, a.k.a. Too Much Sauce. Hey, boy, I hope he already paid for them jewels because he got plenty of cheese.
And he had the grill. And he had the grill in.
Yeah, he got the grill, got the jewels, got the game. Shout out to that man. I'm happy for him. I was trying to look. Completion percentage against him. 8 of 30 for 0 yards. Longest reception was 13. They threw it the boy 30 times. 8 passes caught, 13 yards. That's a bad. He kind of looked like Tracy McGrady. I'm gonna have to ask Tracy McGrady, man. Hey man, you used to hang out in Cincinnati back in the day. I have a son named Ahmad, aka Sauce. Shout out to that man, though. Congratulations to him.
Oh man, well, this is the first kind of like twist in the draft, right? I mean, because we both had offensive tackle there.
Yes.
So now, if you're the Giants, are you looking around going, all right, we can now have any tackle we want?
Yeah.
Or if there was a DB you wanted, they're rolling off the board. Do you flip it up and go Kyle Hamilton here?
You could, but I will say this: there's a team in New Jersey / New York that loves Georgia Bulldogs, and that would be the Giants. Lorenzo Carter, even though he's an Atlanta Falcon now, right? Talking about Andrew Thomas, and I want to get this right. Tay Carter, what's the cornerback that came out of Georgia that got in trouble and now he's with Baker? All I'm saying is, I mean, huh?
You can join us or across the.
Oliar, how you say his name? Aziz Ojulari.
There you go.
So they got Aziz, right? Aziz got boulders in his own. All they do is do curls all day. Then you got Andrew Thomas. Hey, I can see. I'm just telling y'all. If you want to get you a Georgia player right now, Kevin, because you already got one Georgia player gone. This is just me, right? And the nicest dressed player in the draft right now, Nakobe Dean. They probably won't take him. Jordan Davis, though.
They could because the Giants have another pick and 2 picks.
Well, check this out. Dexter Lawrence, former interior D lineman for Clemson, just got his 5th-year option picked up by the Giants. What if you added Jordan Davis right beside Dexter Lawrence? Somebody got to deal with that.
Again, you don't think Carolina's going to take it, so you could take somebody else, let Carolina do their pick, and get Jordan Davis a pick down.
You could, but because you got 2, Kevin, you got leverage, and you got time to kind of make a mistake. Not make a mistake, but you got a chance to kind of like go out on a limb on a guy.
You actually have Kyle Hamilton in yours.
We'll see.
I have Ikwamu, the tackle, in mine.
Man,
that's why I said, hey, Kyle, you've had DBs going off the board. The pick is in already, so the Giants possibly felt like they knew what they wanted to do here.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the pick is in. We'll see where they want to go. I mean,
do you remember a draft, Ben, where we've had so many picks where it's like because of the double picks for the Jets and Giants, because of the Falcons and where they sit, because of where the Texans are. Like, I don't remember too many drafts, even the bad teams, where like you literally could pick anybody and it would make sense.
Yeah, and Kevin, that's what the draft is. I mean, at the end of the day,
but normally you come in even if you're bad, you're like, you have to have this, but that hasn't been the case, really.
Get a guy in your program, give him a chance to go out there and shine. I think we make too much about these draft picks. Any one of these draft picks are good enough to be drafted in the first round, second round. You can go with a bunch of different guys. These are the guys whose names we've heard the most. We know. Let's face it. We know who Aiden Hutchinson is because he went to New York. We heard his name over and over and over and over and over again. Obviously, we cover the Georgias, the LSUs, of the world. But hey, Kevin, man, this is why you love the draft. Like I said, I did not see Derek Steiner Jr. going 3. Did not see too much sauce, going number 4. Let's see if we can have a string of, because no offensive players thus far. Let's see if we get our first offensive player here.
Yeah, this is number 5. Commissioner Goodell's walking out there. We're live at Coach's Corner, man, having a great time. Coming out and grab you something good to eat. Leave us a chat. Falcons come out with a couple picks. Who do you think the Falcons take here? Who's that flexing over there with the pick?
Yes, sir.
The commissioner saying he was a Make-A-Wish. Hey, that's, man, you can stand up there in front of however many people out there, 10,000 people to dance We Disco Yard right away?
Yes, he did.
He's trying to get the Giants fans fired up. I think Sam should be a hype man. Oh, Kayvon Thibodeau off the board, Ben. That was who you wanted to fall to the Falcons.
Well, I mean,
That was the guy that I think, Ben, just talking to you on the show, that was the guy that you most
yeah.
wanted the Falcons to be able to get.
Yeah, I think what has happened. I think what happens is with a guy like Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, I go back 4 years ago, meeting him at Willie Taggart's first game as the head coach of the then Florida State Seminoles. I remember him being out there by himself. They had every other recruit. I own Jalen. I mean, it's slipping my mind right now. Jalen from Savannah. He go to Florida State right now. I mean, I'm from. What's Jalen's last name? Christian from Savannah that go to Florida State. Jalen Deloach. I'm sorry.
I drew a blank too.
Yeah. Jalen Deloach was there, but he was inside. Kayvon Thibodeau has not missed a beat. He could have went anywhere he wanted in the country. He's a California kid, so I didn't see him coming nowhere in the South. He went to Oregon, a big brand. And obviously, Kevin, the man, he's about as good as advertised. You see him rushing from 2-point stands. I mean, he has a tremendous get off. Now, people always say when it comes to a guy like him, does he love football? It looks like he loves football to me. I mean, he was the #1 recruit coming out. He didn't tail off. And 19 sacks, I think, in his career. A guy to me that was very, very underrated at his time in Oregon. Made Oregon a contender. I think he's an incredible talent. I think he's going to be a big-time addition for the New York Football Giants.
And again, 5 picks in. For all the talk about the tackles, haven't had one taken yet. Now you have the Panthers up. Do they take a quarterback? It hasn't really seemed to be a press. Hadn't really seemed to be a press to get quarterbacks. If you're Carolina, do you take one here? Or defensive players are flying off the board. Do you do that? You also have first pick of a tackle if you want one? Where do they go here?
Look at this dude.
That dude's fired up.
And I would say this, though, right? This is the thing about Kayvon Thibodeau. He's very, very brand conscious. He understands what his brand is. He understands how his brand, how it translates. I give you 3 words. Odell Beckham Jr. Not the same player, but coming from a big brand like Oregon, coming to a big brand, a brand-centric city, Kevin, the biggest media market in the country. And he understands, hey, man, where's number 5? Got drafted at number 5. Wonder if he's gonna wear number 5 when he does pick his number. But I think that's a great pickup for the New York Football Giants. As I mentioned, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari. You got some big time players, man. And Azeez Ojulari, I think he had like 8 or 9 sacks last year. Big time player coming out of Georgia, a couple of years ago or a year ago. So yeah, Kevin, that's a nice pickup. You got 2 young guys like Ojulari, Dexter Lawrence, and now you add Kayvon Thibodeau. It's not going to help. It's not going to help him win as many more games, but it definitely get that young defense back in the right direction.
Carolina, they were just showing Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett. Do you think Carolina goes quarterback? I know you have Sam Darnold. You've had, Cam in there. Do you go with yet another quarterback, or do you have to go somewhere else?
I think you do have to go with a quarterback, Kevin, because it's not so. I mean, Cam comes back. It was a quote, "I'm coming home."
Yeah.
Cam's not the same player he used to be, right? This ain't 2015 Cam that won, the NL MVP, that was first team All-Pro and went to the Super Bowl, right? This is Cam Newton, vegan Cam, trying to show, the type of business ventures like Fellowship, giving pubs to him, even though he never went to that restaurant he got in Atlanta. They don't want Sam Darnold. They don't want PJ Walker. They don't want Cam. Listen, Kevin, right now, they're tolerating these guys. They ain't celebrating these guys. I think our first quarterback might come off the board right now because just like Sauce Gardner comes right behind Derek Stingley, followed by Kayvon Thibodeau. Carolina could be saying this could be our shot to get our QB, man. Let's go ahead and snatch him up right now. And I see him going with either Malik. Oh, the pick is in. Either Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
For my money, I'll go Malik Willis.
Let's see what they do. And if you're the Falcons sitting here at 8, we're now on pick 6. Does this change your thinking any, Ben? You've had 0 offensive tackles come off the board, not one likely to come off here. If you're talking about rebuilding, if you're talking about maximizing offense, I know everybody wants the DN. I mean, if Ikwamu, if Evan Neal is still there, how do you pass that up for Jermaine Johnson? Not that he's not a good player,
yeah,
but you're talking about a guy that you would then have him and Jake Matthews, both sides, and that would certainly help protect the quarterback and make guys a little bit better.
Yeah.
We have 2 people that are 4 or 5 so far.
I
Okay, I have 3 so far.
I just think that what happens is, Kevin, if you're trying this rebuild always going to start from the inside out. But if you got a quarterback that you coveted, because my thing is this, we don't know how none of these quarterbacks are going to pan out. We don't know how none of them going to end up looking. We don't know how none of them going to end up doing. So before we lose our minds and start telling ourselves, hey man, he got to be a clear cut. He's got to be a no-brainer. He's got to be a can't miss. Those things don't exist when you talk about team sports. This ain't golf. This ain't tennis. Your individual talent is predicated on the other 10 guys around you when it comes to the quarterback position. 1, is he box office? 2, can he help a team win? And 3, do we got that moxie? If you answer all those questions, you go out there and you snatch it.
So the pick is in. We'll see what the commissioner says.
Come on, Roger Goodell. Man, I mean, where else would you want to be? I mean, right now, Kevin, we're sitting here watching the draft. We're sitting here watching the Braves. I mean, I got to get me something to drink because my mouth is dry.
Yeah. Well, we're not on live radio. You can take a breath. You can take a breather. I want to say.
Listen. Let me tell y'all something. N'Kobe Dean. Boy, I like what you got on, boy. I'm telling you, it's nice. You got to be comfortable in your own skin to wear pink. Like that's it. I like it. At the end of the day, thank you, sir. Yes.
You can leave us your comment. Who do you think the Falcons should pick now? Number 8. Yeah, I've had 0 offensive guys come off the board. All defense. Panthers could go offense.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Giants, after them, you have them going defense again. I had them going defense again with Sauce Gardner, who's obviously off the board. But Malik's not on the phone, so I would think if he was the pick, they'd be going crazy in the green room right now.
Yeah, but oh my good. But I think what happens is too, though, Kevin. Like I said, we made so much about offense. How deep the draft was with with offensive linemen. How deep the draft is with receivers, right? And yet all we seen is, pass rusher, cornerback, pass rusher. So they put a premium on these defensive players, and rightfully so. Hey man, you got to be able to stop some of these high-powered offenses, and I think teams are saying to themselves, we're gonna go defensive specialist first, and maybe try to work out offense later on in the draft. Especially when you got multiple picks.
Off topic, was it me or did Kenny Pickett's girlfriend look like she's about to throw up?
I mean, she could have been like, listen, I'm looking at people on TV that got cummerbunds, selling, cummerbunds, either selling cars or they finna get ready to go play a piano. But I'm just saying, I like what the draft is doing right now, though. I think it's theme driven. But Kevin, the pick is in. We finna see if the first offensive player is gonna come off the board.
Oh no, they stay tackle. They get the Ekwonu.
Kongwu. I like it. NC State. And once again, real similar to a Kayvon, real similar to an Aiden Hutchinson going from Michigan to Detroit. You got NC State, going to Charlotte. So shout out to Akemi Kongwu, and maybe they saying to themselves, look, man, and Kevin, because they went out and got the offensive tackle, could they be vying for a trade for a one Baker Mayfield?
Could be. That puts the Giants on the board again, who I had taken Ekwonu with the last pick. You have the Giants going defense. Now Evan Neal's still there. Charles Cross is still there. Then if you're the Falcons, Jermaine Johnson's still on the board.
Yes.
Evan Neal still on the board.
Yes.
Kyle Hamilton's still on the board.
Yes.
You still have some very highly thought of prospects hanging around. Obviously, only one of them is going to disappear ahead of you now because the Giants are at number 7 and you're right up next in the hole.
I think, Kevin, I say this. I said if Evan Neal is there, I say you take him because he definitely makes your team better right now. You can play and plug him right now. If a guy like Kyle Hamilton is still there, And like I said, Jermaine Johnson is a very, very intriguing prospect. I think he's a guy, Kevin, that could definitely show what he's able to do if you put him in a position that he's a headliner. He get to go out there and make plays. I mean, let's face it, this Atlanta Falcons team has been trying to find a freaking defensive standout at the D-line position since John Abraham. And since then, they've had Dwight Freeney. I see him in your. All I'm saying is they got to go. Patrick Kearney.
Quest.
Yeah, so I mean, but I do think with the Giants being back on the clock, they get Kayvon Thibodeau at 5. Who do they get here at 7? Do they stick with the defense, or Kevin? Do they add pass protection for Daniel Jones? Who knows, man? But picking 5 and 7, I mean, you got a guy in Kayvon Thibodeau who I think is a big time talent. Saquon Barkley is a guy that's on the mend. I definitely think he has another year or two left him with the New York Football Giants. But they're a young team still trying to figure out how to win. First offensive player coming off the board, that can be Kongwu. We'll see. Does oh my God, does Evan Neal come off the clock come off right here? Because like I said, people had him as a consistent number 1 pick. Still hasn't gotten picked yet. We're already at pick number 7. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, could they go offensive? Again, if you think Mariota's the quarterback, you got to keep him upright. Matt Ryan took a beating last year. Matthews, Evan Neal, if he's there. I mean, to me, if the Giants go anywhere but Evan Neal, I'm on the phone running that pick to Roger Goodell. Hey, we're going to Evan Neal. That's me. I think Arthur Smith would probably went out and that, hey, I want my offense to come around because we need all the help we can get. That still sets you up to get a wide receiver in round 2, Ben. You could still go defensive end later in round 2. To me, the Falcons have been chasing DN. I'm almost ready to call it a lost cause for them because it's just they keep trying, and how much draft capital are you going to keep throwing out there?
Right? And see, Mel's best available: Kyle Hamilton, Evan Neal, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Jermaine Johnson. And the thing about it is, I mean, you got 2 receivers on that list. You got the hybrid safety, you got the big time offensive tackle, and you got Jermaine Johnson, who started off was at a junior college, a last chance you went to Georgia, realized, hey man, I'm gonna get in the transfer portal. He comes over to Florida State, ACC Defensive Player of the Year, 2nd team All-American, worked himself into a 1st round pick. Kevin, we'll see what happens, man, but it just depends on what type of direction they're going in. They're trying to get younger on the defense, but we'll see what happens.
Pick is in for the Giants. We'll get that in a minute. But Ben, given how this draft has fallen, if you're Atlanta, it's tempting. Are you even thinking wide receiver right now?
I don't think you are. I think you got too many players still left out there that can definitely help you right now. Jermaine Johnson is one. Kyle Hamilton is one. Evan Neal is one. If all those guys was already gone off the board, yeah, maybe you could go. And like people saying, you ain't had no quarterbacks going yet. I did think that Carolina would get a quarterback. They obviously went with the big offensive tackle. Now we have pick number 7 with the Giants, Kevin. That's why we call it a draft, because we have no clue what's going to happen. With every mock draft we've seen, none of them had it going this way.
Yeah, nobody's had perfect. Christian told me we've had a couple people with 4 correct picks. Here's Roger Goodell with the Giants pick here at 7. You have them taking Jordan Davis, and you're
no.
Evan Neal. They went with the tackle.
Let me tell you what makes this crazy. The Giants got Andrew Thomas, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. Now you add Evan Neal. You got Andrew Thomas on one side. You got Evan Neal on the other side. You got 2 bookend offensive linemen. Now, like you said, Kevin, they want to be able to get this is what they're saying. Okay, we got a guy in Daniel Jones, right? We want to see if we can get the best out of him. We got Saquon Barkley. We want to see if we can get the best out of him. And I just think at the end of the day, you can never go wrong with getting offensive tackles. You could just play and plug and don't have to worry about it no more. Andrew Thomas on one side, Evan Neal on the other side. That was going to be your bookend tackles for a long time. Great pickup, great pick.
And Sauce Gardner already this round for the Giants, right?
Yeah. So I just think at the end of the day, you got some really, really good picks coming to the New York Football Giants. I think Evan Neal is a great pickup. I mean, he's a left tackle for Alabama. At the end of the day, if you can't find room to put the left tackle for Alabama on your squad, you don't deserve to be a GM. You don't deserve to be a scout. You don't deserve to own a franchise.
Yeah, that was tough. I was hoping he'd fall to the Falcons. Now, if you're Atlanta, you're on the clock. Kyle Hamilton's still there. Wide receiver's still there. You can move. You want to move back if somebody wants it? Christian's saying he wants Kyle Hamilton.
I think it's either Kyle Hamilton here or Jermaine Johnson. Like either. Yeah, because I think what happens is, Kayvon Thibodeau is gone. Evan Neal is gone. So I think right now you either go with the hybrid safety, or you go with the pass rusher Jermaine Johnson. I think when you think about the type of decisions they got to make in the front office, I think Kevin Lee should fall right into their lap.
Be interesting to see what they decide to do again.
Yeah, Terry Fontenot, hey man, he probably didn't see it going like this, but dude, Kyle Hamilton, Jermaine Johnson. Yeah, Kevin, do they shock us and get a quarterback? We'll see.
I would be disappointed if that's the case. No,
I would as well.
I'm not hating on Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett or any of those guys, but given who's on the board, you have a chance to really improve your squad. I think for a guy that's probably not going to play this year, I'm not doing that. I want a guy that can play now. Yeah, the Giants, you got to like what they've done so far.
Jameson Williams out of Alabama.
I don't want Christian saying, well, I don't want wide receiver at all right here. I understand that, but given what else is out there, I would go
Terry Fontenot. Your first pick of GM was Kyle Pitts. That worked out pretty well. Let's see your second first round pick.
Yeah, I thought the Falcons would have done well with one of those tackles. I don't think I'm going for Charles Cross at this point, but you saving up your voice for the booing here. If it's
my goodness! I just got a funny feeling, man. They're taking too long. Got a funny feeling with these guys.
Well, if they trade back, so far we haven't seen any trades in the first 7 picks. Pick is in for Atlanta, so no trade. Everybody wants the Falcons to take a wide receiver here.
Oh, he beat that.
Christian, you getting nervous? Yeah, he's getting nervous that no faith in Terry Fontenot yet in the draft. Last in receiving yards by wide receiver. I'm still not going wide receiver if I can get Kyle Hamilton.
Let's see what we can get right here. The pick is in. Come on, Atlanta.
I think you can address wide receiver early tomorrow night.
Come on, Atlanta.
ATL, yo.
Young way crew, let's get.
Yeah.
Is that lady saying we ready?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
She's ready for the pick. Roger Goodell taking his time getting out here. If you see Christian fall over, you know what his reaction to the pick is. Here's Roger Goodell will react to it here. No, that's the pick Christian didn't want. Ben's upset. Christian's upset. If I go back to 3 and out slow, can't separate. Reaction.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. Okay, let me tell y'all something. What is up with pro teams in Atlanta making picks? It used to be the Hawks used to do this crazy stuff. As far as like, man, Drake London. Listen to me. Out of all the receivers, you got a guy in Drake London, right? Jameis Williams, Kyle Hamilton, Jermaine Johnson.
This will be the draft where you look back and say, who was on the board that you
Oh
passed on?
my God, they
to
comparing him to Vincent Jackson. He's not. That's all he do. Wow, just look at this. But dude, I mean, that's called no yak. Now you think this look like this? Do you think he moving like that? No, it don't. I mean, come on, man. Listen, man, and I love Lewis Reddick, man. Look at this.
The silence is deafening from Falcons Nation here, Ben. I wonder how this again.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so just obviously you see where your quick reaction is. Is this a guy that can play number one outside, or is he the possession receiver because he has the catch radius and size?
I mean, he definitely has the ability. I mean, you can't coach height. You can't coach catch radius. I mean, winning the 50-50 balls is a lot of what you have to learn in the National Football League. But he doesn't have a quick twitch. He doesn't do anything fast. Everything he does is real subtle. Come on.
The replies on Falcons Twitter are just amazing. Just amazing. Now Seattle's on the clock, Ben, at number 9. Where do they go? No Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
I don't think they would take a quarterback here.
No.
Do they go Kyle Hamilton, Legion of Boom, kind of?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they already got Jamal Adams. They're paying him a lot of money. I mean, Jordan Davis ain't came off yet. Maybe he goes right here. Maybe Jermaine Johnson goes. I mean, Carlos Dunlap was the guy that was out there for 2 or 3 years. They want to get younger. Maybe Jermaine Johnson comes off the board right here for Florida State. Oh. Christian might have to jump out for the jump on here with Brady.
All right, there's a yeah, that's fine. We'll see if we can get Christian's reaction on this. A Falcons fan. As the Falcons take a wide receiver there. Christian, I need you to join me for a minute. Check off the paper. Nobody had the Falcons taking him. Don't even bother checking off the paper. It's ridiculous. So the Falcons go Drake London there at number 8. We got 2 more picks here in our top 10 before we'll step aside. Send us your comments, Falcons fans. Where you at with that pick? So we'll bring in Christian Goeckel, depressed Falcons fan here at this point. Just reaction to what just happened. Again, the reaction on Twitter is the best reaction I've seen in a positive way is, well, our wide receiver room was empty, so that should be okay. Everybody else is like, was he even the best wide receiver in the draft?
No, and it's such a deep wide receiver class, right? Like, you could have waited and got a really good receiver with your first pick in the second round. And it's like Ben and I were saying, the dude's slow.
Your D end was there? And Jermaine Johnson that you wanted? Kyle Hamilton was there.
But Jermaine Johnson's probably your third or fourth option at the edge in this draft. And so I can understand not taking him there. But the fact that you go with Drake London, like, that's teams that draft for positions of need consistently draft for positions of need because they're always drafted inside the top 10. Right. Go take the best available player.
I just look at the Falcons and you spent a lot of draft capital on pass catchers in the first round here recently.
Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts,
now Drake London.
Yeah. To me, the Falcons are in the conversation for softest team in the NFL. They are. I mean, what about the Falcons says tough? Whether it's running the football, whether it's stopping the run, getting after the passer, nothing says tough about the Atlanta Falcons, and that's just going to continue. They're not.
And I wonder, again, given who Arthur Smith is as at least a perceived coach, if Evan Neal is there, do they take him? Try to get a little more.
No, I mean, it seems like they were locked in on Charles. Charles Cross was still there.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying, but Evan Neal and Aquanu were kind of the 1-2.
I think the Falcons, for whatever reason, like their tackles. I don't know why.
I would kick one inside, but I mean.
Yeah, I don't know why they like their tackles, but they seemingly do. So here we are. Drake London.
How are we doing with the picks? I think I've gotten 3. I got the first 3 right.
I've got
one
3
since.
right. We have a couple of folks, or 3 folks that have 4. So we're going to have to see.
Might come down to that Brave score tonight for the tiebreaker.
Very well may. And we're in the bottom of the 6 here. It's like you said, Kevin, most people had – Ozzy just roping one. Most people had the Cubs scoring 2 runs, but the Braves winning. So right now we have 3 people who have 4, and there's 2 picks left in our top 10. Seattle's got their pick in. There's so many good players left for them.
Yeah.
It could be Charles Cross because they have one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. My heart just hurts right now, Kevin.
As a Falcons fan, you're just depressed.
I mean,
hey, the rebuild is here, and you're still rebuilding.
I don't know why we do this every year where we talk ourselves into the fact that the Falcons are going to take a good player. I don't know why we do that every year.
I mean, I know people say wait until it pans out, but again, I think the Falcons may look back on this draft in the first round and say, who was on the board when you went there? Like, who's beating down the door to take Drake London right now?
No one.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
he would have been, if the Falcons don't take him there, he's probably dropping to 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Jamison Williams is coming back from an ACL, but he's probably the better wide receiver. You've got a couple other guys.
I just can't imagine that the Falcons sit there and did all of their evaluations this entire time, and they're like, yeah, that's our guy right there. That's our guy. And here we are.
I didn't see, and again, just for what the breakdown was worth, you guys were talking about the things they talked about were catch radius and, jump ball, 50-50 balls. Didn't see a lot of separation.
But I don't care. I don't care about your fit. Like the fact that they put 50-50 as his number one thing, that's really cool when you're mossing Colorado corners.
No, I'm saying, but like as a number one receiver, I want separation, blazer, that kind of stuff.
Like Drake London's not near as fast. Like they kept comparing him to Vincent Jackson and Mike Evans. He's not that fast. Those dudes can get behind you and they're that big. He's not that fast, and that's what's killing me.
Let's see what the Seahawks do here.
Charles Cross.
So all the tackles are off the board, or the top 3, I should say.
Yeah. There's still more tackles. That's a great pick for Seattle. They've had one of the worst offensive lines for a long time, and they finally address it. It's a really good pick.
We got one more pick to go here in the top 10. The Jets. I had them taking Jamison Williams just because.
Yeah, but now you have a chance, if you're the Jets, to go out there and get one of the top corners. And if you want to, you can go get the top safety in the draft.
That's true.
And Kyle Hamilton.
Really rework that defense,
completely flip your secondary in one draft.
If you're the Jets, are you like the picks already in?
Oh, I'm running. Yeah. Kyle Hamilton, please.
Are you surprised with multiple picks in the top 10 that everybody's stuck and there's been no trades at all?
I mean, it's kind of how it's been the last few years is the people who are inside the top 10, I think, realize the positional value that they can get out of these, and so they're not in a hurry.
And you have the salary slotting, so it's like you know what you're paying and all that.
Yeah, you're not in a hurry to drop out of there. So I don't think you're going to see quite as many as before. But, man, when Jermaine Johnson has 12 sacks this year and you have Charles Cross as just a 10-year left tackle and Kyle Hamilton is Rookie of the Year and Drake London has like 20 catches for 340 yards, it's going to hurt. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's the next Mike Evans, but, boy, nothing about him says that except that he's a wide receiver and he's tall.
Yeah, I think the Falcons' Twitter has not been usually I went on Twitter. It's like the Falcons posted we got Drake London 2 minutes in, had 200 some odd replies, most of which were not awesome.
Yeah, none of them positive, nor should they be.
No, the ones that were positive were like, we have no wide receivers, so we needed one.
Great. So
if that's the best thing you got, yes.
Things. Yep.
Had a good time here at Coach's Corner. We got one more pick to go. Come hang with the folks. We're going to give that 75-inch TV away, although from the looks of it, we may have to wait till this Braves game's over to get the tiebreaker.
I may have to check here, but we'll get through this pick. shut this bad boy off,
Yeah.
and then we'll do that.
So Christian can go cry about the Drake London pick. Send us your comments here as well. What's your thoughts on Drake London, Falcons pick? Could they have done better? Should they have done something different? And we got one more pick to the top 10. Again, Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, Derek Stingley Jr., your first 3 picks of the night. Then the Jets, who already had a pick this round, went with Sauce Gardner out of Cincinnati. And now they've got their second pick. Giants have had 2 picks. Kayvon Thibodeau was their first pick. Great pick there. Ekwonu was the first offensive player off the board at 6 to the Panthers. And then the Giants get Evan Neal as you started that run on tackles. And as Christian said, you got Charles Cross there at 9, and the Falcons do what the Falcons do.
Yeah, and listen, maybe this is just a long play.
For what?
Bryce Young.
No.
It's like, man, we can't be too good next year. We got to be the worst team in the NFL if we're going to get Bryce Young. So let's go get this slow wide receiver.
Now somebody's rocking a Vinny Testaverde Jets jersey.
Love it. Oh, man. I don't know why we expect anything else, Kevin. I was kind of hoping.
Is this ruined your night? Right?
I was kind of hoping that Terry Fontenot, it would be a different story, but guess that's a Terry Fontenot. Not a Terry Fonten, yes.
No, I feel you.
I think obviously you've had 2 picks inside the top 7, but I thought the Giants have probably gonna have the best draft.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 2 guys that very easily could have gone number 1 overall in Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal.
At various points were.
Yeah.
Number 1 or the betting favorite.
And you get them at 5 and 7. And the Falcons got Drake London. Maybe it's because they love playing in London so much.
No, I never thought about that.
Foreshadowing. Yes. Falcons on the move to London.
It's all just a marketing ploy.
It all is. They just want to sell jerseys when the Falcons play in London.
I really thought wide receiver there was disappointing.
Like I said, the only one I thought that might have been worth a top 10 pick is Jameson Williams, just because of his ability.
Was that a Ryan Fitzpatrick Jets jersey?
Love it.
Let's see who the Jets pick here at 10, Christian. Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State.
So there we go.
Jets.
Another wide receiver off the board. The wide receiver 1 has begun.
So now is Jameson Williams coming up right around the corner for somebody. But that's the top 10 right there. Thanks to everybody who came out to Coach's Corner, put in their top 10. Appreciate those of you who've been watching along here on the broadcast tonight from Coach's Corner. Falcons go with London. We'll, of course, talk more about that. He will on Second Down, and I'll have more with Ben tomorrow.
Maybe I'll be in a better mood. Probably not.
It'll be depressed down tomorrow for Christian. Christian and PJ.
No.
Ben and I will see you tomorrow 3 to 6 on 3 and Out. Thanks for watching, everybody. Top 10 here on ESPN Coastal.